Italy are now European champions. We got the Qatar World Cup coming up next year. So I'm going to start with you, Uche, and ask you, what do you think is next for Italy? Do you think they're going to be able to do something in the World Cup next year?
The only way Italy can progress is between now and Qatar. They need to find an answer for the number 9 position because it's dreadful. And so they have to find it. It's either that or Immobile finds form, but pretty much Immobile has gone back to the Immobile I saw a little bit at Dortmund, who briefly was at Juventus, who just doesn't do anything, can't even control the football, doesn't know what he's doing, is lacking confidence in his game, and it's just so if you don't get that number 9, and Belotti is not your answer. So it's either you get your Moise Kean or somebody else.
Why wasn't he selected?
Because Moise Kean is Moise Kean. He hasn't. It's not on it. It's not doing the job. He's not.
No, he's done okay for PSG.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's like he's no longer actually. The person that he should be really. It's the one that is actually there, which I cannot stand. I can't even believe I'm saying it.
What, does he qualify?
Icardi.
Does he? Italy.
I think has he turned to Argentina now or something?
I thought he was Argentina.
Yeah, he
Argentina.
He's finally switched. Yeah.
I swear he's played for Argentina.
Yeah, so that was it. He's probably the only. That's a number 9. That's a number 9. That's the guy. That's the kind of guy that Mancini needs. But right now, unfortunately, I think he probably will be Immobile because someone needs to start banging that number 9 position and take over. So maybe Moise Kean will be that guy. But Italy are set, man. They are truly set. Because it's gonna be the same back four. Spinazzola.
You think they're set with them old timers at centre?
Yeah, because I think
a year older.
Another year and a half.
Yeah. It's only what? How many more months? They're gonna go with them.
End of next year, isn't it?
Yeah. They're gonna go with them. Whether that's detrimental to them. I'm with Mikey. They've literally reached the end. Like literally, it can't go anymore, and it can't get to the end of an end. You know what I'm saying? But I generally think that probably will hold on too long, which is why I don't really. They had to do it this way because it's difficult for this Acerbi or Bastoni and these kind of people. Like Italy always goes back to the experience at the back, and for me, I don't think Spinazzola. Maybe it's long enough, but Spinazzola has to come back to that team. I wasn't impressed with the Di Lorenzo. I think he did okay, considering he hasn't had that much experience. Maybe he will get better. But the back 5 is okay because you have a very good keeper. The 3 midfielders will definitely stay. That's the problem. But I think if they could sort out the number 9 and get somebody else who can hopefully at least trouble Insigne. I'm not really happy with Insigne's game, personally. I think he does too many same tricks a lot of the time. I think they need another person in there. But the number 9 is the key. If they get a number 9, then I start having, confidence. But for me, for what I saw in this tournament, is Spain get a striker. I don't care who he is, just some human being somewhere who knows how to score.
That's not Morata.
15 league goals, yeah. Bro, it's a wrap because to me, what they did in this tournament, I do not see why they cannot repeat it in the next tournament. I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, but they tortured Italy in that semi-final, man. They tortured their possession game. They need someone who can spread, basically make you run in behind and cause problems. So I actually think Spain are probably more of a favorite. And in terms of the South Americans, trust me, it'd be a shock if they do anything because Messi's had his little trophy the other day. Good.
Yeah, little trophy, yeah.
Well, it is a little trophy because no one talks about Copa America until Messi couldn't do the thing for many years. But
all right, this is not a Messi dissing session. Mikey, I'll pose you the same question in relation to England and Qatar next.
Just on the Italy thing, Abukanade is trolling in the thread. He's saying that Balotelli needs to be called back. Balotelli doesn't have a club team, does he?
He just joined I forgot the Turkish team.
Yeah, doesn't matter. That's why Balotelli is not going to be there. DK fans are Di Natale. Is he still of age to play football?
He's mocking it. He's done, man.
I thought he was retired.
Udinese is done. It's done. He's just mocking
it. What's next for England?
Yeah. Southgate's going to get a knighthood. So
he better not. More of the same. It's going to be a bore thing unless Southgate gets a brain transplant, or there's like, I don't know. The thing is, going into this tournament, Grealish played against Belgium, and was the player of the man of the match, like was running things. And Grealish's injury then impacted him being in the friendlies, and then the public clamour for Grealish being in the starting 11 wasn't as vociferous as it was after the Belgium game. And so it almost allowed Southgate some breathing space to be like, get my stepson to play. And with Foden, he should be a fixture. So a year on, we're talking about Foden. Grealish should make a move. Hopefully he goes to City. But yeah, let's say Grealish goes City. Foden's got another year. City will win a couple of trophies or whatever. Foden will be instrumental in that. So those two, you would have to say, should be in the England team. Kane is probably untouchable until he retires. Unfortunately, Kane's a great player, so I'm not going to really rubbish him. Like, he can do bits, but when he's tired or when he's out of form, he just shouldn't be playing. And that's an issue.
Playing with 10 men, isn't it?
Yeah. This whole 2 DM thing, it's like, if you got 2 DMs, make sure that they can ball. Phillips can't ball. Rice showed in the final. Rice stepped up in the final. Whatever anyone says. Before the final, some guys were trying to tell me Rice was stiff. Rice doesn't do this. Rice doesn't do that. Rice was skipping past players, step overs, inside, outside, and he was finding a pass. So Rice, and he's young as well. Rice will be there. Phillips, I don't expect to be there. He'll probably be in a squad, but I'd be very surprised if he's a starting 11 player. I think that he was fortunate in timing.
Definitely.
And I think that in time, if the stepson is in the team, he will be in the position that I said he should have been in at the start of this tournament. And that will be in a deeper midfield role. Because if he's there and he's not giving the output, then he's not going to be frowned upon by me as much. Because he'll still put his foot in. He can do what Phillips was doing. Let's not mess around.
And
he can get about the pitch.
Yeah.
He can
and
put
he's got a better,
and he can also pass.
Yeah.
So he can do the Phillips role. So if Stepson has to be there, cool. He'll play alongside Rice. And then we'll have Grealish in a 10. And I'm discounting Saka here. But it all depends on what formation the guy plays. Because Saka will go on again this season. Even if Arsenal are rubbish, Saka will still put in his performances because it's what he does. He just turns up and he just plays. Raheem is a question mark. As a Premier League season, Raheem was getting rubbished. Going into the tournament, Raheem was getting rubbished. People are trying to say Raheem shouldn't play. People didn't have Raheem in their starting 11s for England, which was mad. Because if you see what the guy can do, and he's shown it in the tournament, thankfully, and we'll get on to another decision that was made in this tournament, not by Gareth, but the organisers. Yeah, whatever. But so yeah, and the defence is taking shape because Stones and Maguire will be there, and they were okay. Stones has his moments where he looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but Maguire generally, other than the Avett moments, was pretty solid. He does kind of get a bit mad and clumsy and clatters into a player. Giving free kicks away on the edge of the box isn't clever in international football. The fullbacks, Shaw, immense, looking better and better. Walker won't probably be there because there were doubts that Walker would be there this tournament, which means there's a chance that Trent could be there, although he doesn't like Trent because Trent's a bit too flary, like Grealish. Like, we can't have these good players there. Let's have solid, dependable. So it will be James probably. Or does Wan-Bissaka get a look in suddenly? Because he's the defensive mould that Southgate should be looking at in terms of a solid fullback, which a winger's going to struggle to get past.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different variables. But you know what? England have got a lot of players that they can choose from. And when we compare England and the players that I think they can choose from, and then we've got Italy. It's like, come on. Italy have got a select amount of players, and they did the thing.
Yeah.
England have got of probably like 1 or 2 more players per position than Italy have.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So it's the utilization and management.
Well, that could end up being a problem because, like you say,
Yeah,
this manager, I don't really see it changing. Like I don't see it ever changing. Like before the tournament, I know about your team, the way you like to play. I was like, well, I could talk about the way you like to play all day. He's never gonna play that. So I'm just like, why? It's just
the only thing is that Mount thing. If that happens, if that change happens, then
somehow yeah. Well, my biggest problem in England has always been the same, and it's until someone tells me, I'm pretty sure it has never changed since I've been alive. I have never watched a tournament with England and thought, do you know what? These guys are balling.
Euro 96?
Euro 96.
No, not for me.
Wait, what? When they beat Holland 4-1?
Yeah, okay. That's a group game. I'm talking about, when you get to knockouts, yeah? And these edgy moments where, okay, couldn't quite do it. And you're thinking, I know that it's all about the results, but sometimes just thinking, wow, there was so many periods in that game yesterday where I just thought, do you know what? You guys are an embarrassment. You're actually an embarrassment. Like, you are literally the epitome of the John Smith advert. It's a joke how bad all of you are. I'm talking about almost every single one of you. I mean, what I'm asking for is not difficult. It's talk about find your own players, alleviate pressure. No, I want it. No, give it to me. No, I'm telling you, give me that ball. No, give it to me. Like with Modric that's why I like this dude. I would love to see him. And I'm surprised Mikey didn't mention him. This Bellingham kid. I'm hoping he's that one of those kids.
Yeah, apologies.
No. Enough of this stuff, yeah? Enough of this English stuff. I don't care what he said in the sideline. Give me that ball. I'll do something.
That's why Phillips is gone, because you mentioned Bellingham. Bellingham is the guy.
That guy, yeah. And I always say every tournament, I want to see that. Just literally, it could be for 5 minutes, yeah? Where you just you could see, okay, this guy is kind of negative manager, but give me that ball, I'll protect it. Almost like a Wijnaldum type thing. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Where you kind of use the body to shield the ball and you get a few free kicks and you hold on and people like that, wow, that was a good play. And then you get confidence from that. The players that can't ball. The problem I have is the thing I saw with Maguire. Maguire, you're meant to be this ball playing. So you tell us, right? You're meant to be this ball playing centre back. Stones, you're meant to be this ball playing centre back. Okay, both of you are playing. You were just launching it. Like, what's going on? Aren't you not meant to do something with the ball? Like, try and hold it, pass it to each other, give the people breathing space. Why are you launching it when you know it's going to come back?
Not wanting to go back to this idiot, but England came out after half time and played worse. And the tactics didn't change and the players' attitudes didn't change. And what they were doing with the ball didn't change. It was still John Smith. So what was Gareth telling them at half time? He weren't telling them, don't launch it, don't kick it out. We don't do John Smith out here.
Yeah.
He was saying, be safe.
Yeah. But one thing is on Mikey, that to be fair to him, I've seen this so many times over the years. And, someone just put in Uche Italian 90. And I've seen that's how far back you're going. You're going to Italian 90. And that's my point, really. Do you know how far back we've gone with the Premier League and more technical players, fitter players, best league in the world players, all of that accolade that people love to use during the pub arguments and big up England and all that. Okay. And I'm like, okay, the game has started now. Let me see this current situation we're in. Are you playing? Can you play ball? And I just thought, honestly, look back on that game, I just thought it was a disgraceful situation, which I've seen so many times. I just thought, here we go again with England, hoping, begging it. He can't play this game at the highest level when it matters. Spain, for example, this kid, Pedri, and who else they had in midfield. Trust me, we don't even remember these guys. They're not even the Xavis and the Iniestas of the world, yeah? But look at the way they're balling in this tournament. And they had no striker. That's what I'm talking about. If England wants to be this thing that people want to talk about and look to emulate for kids, when England wins the tournament, they say, I want to be like that guy. Let it be that we see the Bellinghams and these guys who are playing football who can say, no, give me that ball. Let me show you something. The Modric's, the people who are actually balling, and every time England was less the people that. It was a disgraceful situation. And I don't think it's just down to the coaching. Sometimes you got to say, forget this coach. Let's play football. And I don't see that enough. I'm sorry. I'm still waiting. It's still not happening.
I know we got to move on. Just one last thing. There are complaints about development of players and the types of players coming through. Then you have the development and they're coming through. And then suddenly you don't play them when they're developing. So fun Gareth Southgate.
The thing is that some of these players have won international tournaments before, Foden and others, and they've played the way that Uche's talked about, and they've gone into the senior team, and then they're not allowed to play.